Oh,
So I was in bed
that
by,
buzzer beat.
After my
I was in
time.
bed by 10 o'clock last night. Man.
Wow,
Had plenty of games.
yeah, I'm gonna say.
Oh, that's unless I usually.
That was a great game, wasn't it? Oh, man.
They're up by 14 points. I went to the bathroom. I come down, it's a 4-point game. I'm like, what just
That's
happened?
no going to the bathroom next game. I went through a string with the Rangers early in the season, then I went to the bathroom 3 times during the game, and I scored each time I went. And the people in my section will let me back in the section. And watch the rest of the game in the
That's
bathroom.
funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. I'm a
Yeah.
superstitious
Yes,
sports
yes.
person.
I think they don't
You
like
like
me
it,
anyway,
it beat
but-
you up.
Yeah.
In the 70s, you would have, in the 70s, you would have got,
They would have tied you up into the bathroom.
It's funny.
Give me 3 seconds. The Wi-Fi disconnected on my iPad.
I didn't think that. Which? What? Yeah, no, that's in the packet. No, it's not. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, since this is a public meeting, let's rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All righty, well, thank you, everybody, for attending our tentative, the presentation of the tentative budget to the Board of Trustees. I sent you the large narrative of most of the budget lines on Friday. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start going through it line by line pretty quickly. And if you have any questions, then you can stop me. And then from there, we can go to the famous PowerPoint that I love putting together, which summarizes all the expenses and revenues and categories, and you can see what's going up and what's going down. I also included in your little packet the explanation of the expenses and revenues, that if you need to reference that, then you can reference them. All right, starting off, we have our trustee supplies and materials. Well, that's pretty much staying the same. Salaries, we're going to increase that for village justice 3%. Our equipment is staying the same. Supplies are staying the same. Village justice professional services are going up a small little percent there, 4.65%. And that is, has
That
to
is
do,
our village prosecutors as well as Jeff for the courts.
right. Other expenses, actually, that went up 33%, but it's really only $400. And that's just because of the various things that they have been purchasing. Some such stuff is a little more expensive. Mayor's, my budget's going up by a whopping $500 due to some more expenses that we're anticipating. Contracted services are staying flat.
I'm sorry.
I'm on page 3.
Okay.
Oh, sorry,
Sorry.
I've jumped ahead.
Yes, don't-
Mr. Smith missed out
That's not,
because
we
of
need to
their.
really, yeah, because I want to make sure I'm
Yeah.
following. Sorry. Now you're on 3, okay.
Salaries again going up 3%. Contracted services, that's going up 50%.
What are
And
those?
that I'm going to read from you. That is document scanning that we haven't done in a few years. We don't scan all our documents every year. We just let them, we build up and then it gets to a certain tipping point and then we'll scan again. So that's why I think we haven't done it in the last 2 years or
It's a
so.
guess on how much it's gonna cost. It's not a
So is that with
Siri.
Richard Series
Yeah.
company, right?
Yeah.
And so then that is, you pay them by parcel
You
with, or.
pay by the-
volume amount.
Yeah.
Did by volume.
Right?
Does that also include the DC's death certificates?
Yes.
Okay. That's what I thought, but I didn't want to be presumptuous.
So,
Yeah.
and then Brenda, when we had, you had 20 from 20,000 and we used 20, right? Is that what that line is? I'm reading that right? 225 approximate and then actual,
Mm-hmm,
20 versus 28 by 4, right?
mm-hmm.
So 226, approximate 20, right, 50. So you're adding an additional 30,000 to that. Is that
No,
what that
we're
is?
going from 20, that
To
was to 30, correct.
So what's the 50?
50 is what we've spent this year, which includes a 3-year usage for Edmunds software. So we have to pay the
Upfront.
bulk for the 3 years.
So with 30,000.
So it's not all the scanning, it's some of it's Edmunds. GovTech.
Absolutely.
Gotcha.
It's
Okay.
the services that we use and Edmunds this year, because it's our 3rd year, we have to renew the
So you paid, so the combined cost of Richard Siri and Edmunds was 50 this year?
Series about 10.
What?
this year,
The
yeah,
guess, the
So Siri's at
estimate.
10 and Edmunds at 40?
yes, for the 3 years,
3 years, they charge you for 3 years forward or 3
Yeah.
years back?
3 years forward.
Oh, that's interesting.
So how do you get to 30? I'm confused.
Because,
Here, this is what we're looking at.
so there's 2 different vendors, there's the Edmunds.
You're on the
right?
one.
There's multiple vendors, but the 2
That's
big
why you're
ones
confused right here.
are,
The 20,
Oh,
and we
okay.
spent 50.
yes,
Siri.
correct.
But that was, yeah, right.
It's,
Siri systems is as we use it. We could decide not to scan our documents and wait another year, and then wait another year, but then that wouldn't be good. So that's again, it piles up for a year or 2, and then we do our scanning for that.
And we've had so many new builds that, you want to get all those
Mm.
That is
documents
true.
scanned.
I told them we had approximately 10 boxes or something like that, and they gave me back a price of close to 10, and what they thought. It really is just gonna depend on the actual papers that we give them. Plans are a certain price, and then the paper is another price.
It just seems to me that we did not budget for the contract renewal last
You
year.
are, I was about to say that,
Right.
that we did not budget properly for
Correct.
the
Right.
GovTech
Because otherwise
contract.
we would have budgeted more than $20,000.
We would have had it,
Right.
it would have been more accurate, correct?
That's what I was trying to figure out, how do you regularize this?
We make adjustments. We'll make adjustments.
Right. But if we did realize that the contract was up, we wouldn't have had to make the budget adjustment. We just would have done it correct. So yes, that was an
Right,
oversight
so
on our
we'll need
part.
to remember that for 3 years out.
Right.
Yep.
Is there any way to restructure that contract that we pay annually? Is that something Jeff could look into, or?
Well, we talked about it. I doubt it. They're a pretty big company.
I just
But
had a conversation
but
with Lex.
we'll
Maybe I
definitely
have
ask.
somebody I can ask.
Yeah,
if you'd
I mean,
like.
I would prefer to pay it annually. It's better from a
Right.
budgeting
Right,
perspective.
annually as
course.
opposed to 3 years in advance,
Yes.
right?
I don't like any contract where you're doing
Right.
an up and down cycle. It just,
I
We
would
can-
be
we
happy
can
to
look into
follow
that
up
for sure.
Having to pay.
and place a call.
Plans,
yeah, if you want,
What?
To have to pay in advance, it's not like there's $20,000 or whatever.
Yeah, like,
I
how do you
mean,
know,
whatever.
3 years, I never heard,
Yeah.
it seems highly unusual to
Mm-hmm.
have a vendor charge you 3 years forward. There's one thing about a 3-year contract that you're locked into, but another one to
this is the first renewal, so this is new.
Yes,
So
this is
it's
new.
definitely worth checking out, because we just started with Edmunds
Yeah.
3 years ago, right?
This is, we're in our 3rd year,
In our
yes.
3rd year, so this is a new moment for us in the renewal, so.
yep.
Okay.
That's fine.
we'll-
We already kind of had this discussion last week. We
Yeah.
started that conversation 2 weeks ago.
So it's definitely
before we
worth checking out.
Agreed. Nothing else on this page. Oh, sorry.
We budget $4,500 every year for the village clerk treasurer, and last year we spent $17,000. And we're still budgeting $4,500, so help me with that. Yeah.
Wait, I forgot what was in there. There was something big in there, I don't remember what.
I don't have that on this. But we can get you an explanation on that.
Mhm.
I'm just concerned that we're going to budget the same amount next year, and we were $12,000 short this year.
Yes, but the year before we were under.
Yeah, every other year we were,
Yeah,
Well, there has to
Pretty
be
much
something
spot
very
on.
big in
I
there.
will.
Still,
I think it
I still
was-
would have
We will-
contracts, like the,
It's gotta be, I think, yeah, but
Not the look.
notwithstanding the, municity. But that
Instead
would be
of-
my guess.
I can't guess, so we'll
Well,
find it
I have
out.
a question.
We'll get an explanation
I know.
before the next budget meeting. Next page, engineering professional services, there is an increase there. And that is partially due to increased MS4 requirements. So that's costing us more when we have that report done by the Lero Group. So actually, remember, got that right for once.
which one?
Lero Group, that was engineering
Oh, I'm
professional
sorry, I was-
services.
Yes, writing notes. Okay.
Page 5.
And a lot of that money was reimbursed from CHIPS. We got a lot of money back
Right.
for the
So the
engineer.
road work.
So it's not an actual reflection of what we spent, but yeah, like 70 some odd $1,000 probably we got back.
Buildings, water, just more usage in the park. So that's why that's a 10% increase. Our buildings contracted services, that's actually going down. We're just spending less on what we're doing on the building. Every year, we've been spending less than we budgeted. So this year, we've lowered it down to be a little more reflective of the actual.
How's that being achieved?
Oh, which
Yeah.
one?
Buildings contracted services.
Is it luck or is it actually there's something?
Buildings contracted.
No, I see.
Yeah, I don't-
Unfortunately, there were so many lines. that
Do you
I
know
don't-
what's on that budget line?
The buildings contracted services
Mhm.
is,
We never spend money.
the technology services, the stormwater report, the GIS, so
Because
that's,
that's the big ones, Laserfish, GIS, those are all of our
Biggies.
software. That's what that is. But as the mayor said, we've been over budgeting for it, so
we're gonna,
Cut it 10,000.
Yeah, we're gonna try to be a little more accurate to where it is. Building repairs and maintenance, we've increased that budget line. This building is starting to get a little older.
and also we have monies to do the,
Mhm.
handicap.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
Which actually is great timing because we just got a letter today from the Board of Election, and they're going to go to all polling places and start doing inspections for adequate handicap.
Does that lift work?
We're having a new, we're having a new
We
ramps,
rely on this outside ramp.
a new proper handicap ramp, proper door.
What are we doing with that lift thing? Does that work?
I do not believe it currently works.
Get it fixed.
At some point, it hasn't, there hasn't been a need for it. There's more of a need to get the ramp done.
I mean, as long as you get the ramp done.
Right.
Well, you'll get a lawyer who's gonna argue that it's a second class.
Well, if they need to go to the office, that's a
It's
different
not-
story.
I mean, it's from the handicapped lot. I
No,
don't
they can
know.
do it, they can make the office, it's coming here.
It's coming here.
Courthouse. And they can-
Right.
Yeah, but these lawyers that do these ADA cases, they'll say, well, that's discrimination because you're depriving them the right to enter the courthouse the way able-bodied people can. And you
Okay.
have a lift that hasn't been serviced and it's
So
not
Well, we
working.
should
we'll
service it
get
anyway.
it serviced then.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes.
And it's outside, so if it's bad weather, then a person with disability has to go outside, around the building, up the ramp, through the parking lot.
No, they should be parking up there and they
All right,
come right
I'm not,
here.
I'm not even.
But if they
Point taken.
It's not.
I get it. I-
Yeah.
Point
Trust
taken.
me,
No, I
dealt
do,
with this
I do.
before.
Point taken.
the lawyers that do this are.
Yeah.
Page 6, central garage other expense. This year, we're spending a little more money on uniforms. It's been a few years since we've replaced uniforms.
And the cost of the uniforms.
Yeah, really.
has gone up.
That's, yeah.
What about the trustees, a couple of like zip-ups or something?
Are they cashmere?
Yes.
They get safety shoes.
Only the best.
They get-
boots,
they-
They get
sweatshirt,
reflective gear,
yeah.
they get sweatshirts, they get pants.
Everything that they wear is pretty much
How
village
much
supplied.
How much would 7 quarter zips like this that say Flower Hill on cost?
more
I
than we
can tell you
can.
how much that costs
Oh,
actually.
tell.
Less than $200, because you go through NICID, and, there's a Spectrum Designs will do it, they have the logo, they'll put your logo on it, because I just did that for my office, so I think we got 6 of them for like $285, or, they're like
Yeah, they're
less than $30 a
Yeah,
piece.
that's about what
Maybe
they put
$25 a
even,
piece.
floor imprinted, like $35.
So I can tell you
I
exactly.
mean, all the other places have them, it's
What?
nice.
I know, right, exactly.
We get the symbol place right on the Pachico line, we're in Canada.
The logo?
No, it's
Get you
like the
a pair of
American
sweatpants.
flag. We
You know,
follow
this is-
specific
you know,
rules.
It's like a Target.
You know this is open to public.
Yeah, of course it
That's
is.
all right.
We're just
It's
talking.
on the Target.
All right, where?
Page
line was
6, that was garage central other. Now our insurance, that's our liability insurance. The cost is going up. I have taken down the line for municipal association dues because we've never hit the budgeted number. So I've lowered that accordingly. Next page, page 7, judgments and claims. I've reduced that number drastically. If you look historically, we've always put a large number in the budget. And knock on wood, we haven't had any judgments and claims against the village. That's sizable. Therefore, I have lowered this number to be more in line with reality. Our contingency account, I've lowered that a little bit from 40 to 30, just to help out with balancing my budget. Code enforcement salaries, there's a sizable increase there. That is to reflect a new contract we have with Mr. Mancusi, who hasn't had a raise in 3 years.
So which one is Jack?
Code enforcer salaries.
Code enforcement salary is Jack's, his company that we contract.
It also is for the other code enforcement person as well.
Okay, and then the 185 is the,
That's the.
Yellow
that's
That
all.
is the yellow, the
Patrol.
flash, the
Gotcha.
patrol,
okay.
correct. Code enforcement other, haven't changed that, so that's those line items there. Page 8, that's our uncontrollable, we can't control the, to say it properly, the fire. The first one is port fires up 3.27, Roslyn's up 1.32. Keep on going down, building inspection, salary increase 3%.
And that's just Peter and,
Ms. Lancy, affirmative. Building inspection, supplies and materials, we lowered it just to reflect what they've been historically spending. Professional services went up a little bit, and that is due to the use of an alternate arborist. We're using Jolly Green a little more than we're using Miss Frankel.
We're talking about $1,000 here, right? So,
Yeah,
next.
thank you. Street admin salaries, that's 5%. I think we would all agree that Rich does an exceptional job, and we should give him a slightly larger salary than we currently have been doing. Street maintenance salaries, that is the highway department. It's really 3%, but just the way it worked out, it's 2.72. And then street maintenance supplies and materials, we bumped that up because, as you can imagine, the cost of everything is going up. And yeah, supply cost. Everything these guys buy for the garage is just bad.
Do they get, do they participate in a county or state cost of living increase? Or just, so are these raises just that are discretionary, merit-based, or are they, do we have to fund the cost, we fund the cost of living in our budget, right? So it's just like, it's not as though you take a poll of everybody, say, everybody's getting 3%. You know, town of Northampton all got 2.9% across the board.
In
cost of living.
theory, this is merit. We budget for that X%, and we can do higher or lower based on merit. But traditionally, it's flat across the board.
Okay.
We can. In essence, if Rich's was combined in and it was one line item, then yes, that wouldn't have been 3%, 5%. But since it's a separate line item, Rich is getting a merit raise larger than our regular across the board raise.
So there is a COLA range, and then this is on top of that, is that right?
No, this is just
This is what you get.
this is what everybody gets. Yeah, there's no COLA I'm aware of. Page 10, snowplow salaries. I increased that line for kind of obvious reasons. Hopefully it doesn't snow again. Snowplow supplies and materials, I left that flat. I can't predict the snow. I mean, we don't know if the next year is going to be another big snow or a little snow. Fortunately, we have money in the contingency line and we can make a budget adjustment to cover that. Street lighting expense, we've been spending very little on it, so I lowered that. Page 11, publicity, that, I have my notes because that one always a problem.
You wanted to do a news postcard or something?
Yeah, is that for like the mayor's report, the mailings or the?
No, that is, yes, maybe. Probably I'll do one last news, instead of doing newsletter, I'll probably do a
It's 500.
postcard to get everybody, just to get on our email list, because it's hard to get everybody
Mhm.
motivated to be on the email list, so we'll probably do a postcard. Parks and Rec, I increased that by rounding up to 1%. That includes everything we do in the parks and the islands and all the beautification efforts.
So should we go through the rest of this? I have some questions about that, or?
Why
talk
don't
about it
we talk about that now then, if you have questions?
now? Well, I don't know if you saw my call you on Friday, but I wanted to understand, you had reached out to Kevin Vitale and said here are the 5 islands that we have. But, and you didn't include Gary or me, did you?
I
you
just
did
wanted to
sign
get,
off,
I
or-
wanted to, yeah, I just wanted to get the conversation started, to see if he was, wanted to do it again. I didn't even know if he wanted to participate. That was really that.
Okay,
So we didn't meet or, you know.
so that's not a hard, fast, like these are the ones we're doing. Like, it's open to conversation, is that right or not right?
Some of them are, I mean, the,
Well, I guess I looked at your, I'm trying to, I think it's in the email, your list, and,
You got it there, second page. It's,
oh, right?
yeah, printed
I
on
mean,
the back.
nothing's hard,
Okay,
fast,
So
except,
Bridge Road Island is, that's the women's club one,
Right,
but we talked about
that's what we
that.
had discussed.
Right, that's
So
it.
that's one.
That we didn't do last year
Yeah.
because of
Yep.
the bridge being
Right.
imploded.
Yep.
Yes.
Middle Neck Road, Port Boulevard Islands, those are the St. Francis Islands,
Mm-hmm.
and has St. Francis, are they paying for them, or
We're
is
gonna
that?
find
in
out.
our
They're
budget?
either gonna pay for those, or they're gonna keep what they have on Port Boulevard. They're gonna
Okay.
do one or the other.
Okay,
And last year, if they don't wanna do it, Brian and Cooper would rather
Right.
have those,
so this is not really our money, we're being
No, no, we will-
subsidized some,
Correct.
is that right?
That's correct.
Okay.
That is hopeful, but
The
yes.
Veterans Memorial, when I brought this up 2 years ago with Mitchell, and I said, would it be possible to explore the possibility of grants, right? And he said he would, so my assumption is that we'll have Kevin design this,
I
not
hope so,
not
yeah.
Mitchell. He's
Yes.
obviously gonna help with the wording and
Yes.
all the proper,
Yes.
that part, but.
Mitchell, if I sent you the email, for
Yeah.
fun, Mitchell just was bored and designed
That's
it on
fine.
his own, but it's not,
Yeah.
that's not holding
That's what I
fast.
figured,
He
but.
was just having
But I
fun.
guess my bigger question is, so I'm just trying to understand what's gonna come out of this budget, you'll see where I'm going when
Okay.
I'm finished. So the Veterans Memorial then therefore potentially, we could qualify for, a grant of some sort, correct?
Would be nice.
Right?
Hope so.
And that would be something he would explore, you, both of you, or not? Marla?
Oh.
Middle
If he
Neck
has, if
Road,
he has a leg in there,
yeah,
I'm very granted up. Okay,
Middle Neck
it's like a full-time job.
Road, which part of that is that?
So Middle Neck Road, we lost a lot, we had to take down a lot of trees.
On the
And-
sides. You're
Yeah,
talking- you're
yeah,
not talking
so
about islands,
the
you're talking
idea was
about-
to get a plan for the next however many years, it doesn't matter to me, and implement it a little bit at a time. I don't know if I said that to him in the email, but that sort of was the idea, to get a plan for that big stretch. Whatever he sees, we could do it or not do it. That's definitely not a hard.
So for
fast.
26, 27, it would not be the entire, it
No.
would be a
Right.
portion.
We could do it over
The
3
problem with
years,
Middle Neck
3
Road, for those of us who drive on it on a daily basis, it gets run over, it gets salted over, the sun, whatever we do, we probably want to experiment, see what works, and then
Right.
do more. It's just the snow this year. You
That's
remember
like
how
Rock
much snow was
Avenue.
piled there for like almost 2 months. It's an interesting portion.
I'm
And
hoping
then the Flower Hill Park Hill, my understanding was that
that's,
Fort Washington is paying for that.
No. There's two parts of the hill. There's the hill that the water district is going to
Right.
do, and then there's the whole hill that goes on Port Boulevard, where we planted the daffodils.
Right.
And Rich wants to put chicken wire up on the guardrail to slow down the debris that comes into the park. Last year, he planted some forsythia, and the goal, and we spoke to Evan from Jolly Green, and he said that would work well, even though it's a little bit of a monoculture. He said, it's fine. I would really like for that to be one long line of forsythia, so that in the spring, as you guys drive on the Meadowbrook or any of the state parkways, you know, they all bloom yellow. That would, and that is pretty immune to salt, wind, lack of water. Those are very good. So every year we're going to plant a little more until we get that whole hill kind of yellowed up.
I wasn't asking Kevin about that. That's like, I think we can handle that.
Yeah, we had Evan
So,
consult on that.
Gary had reached, you were gonna reach out to him too, right? I mean, he does wanna work with us
Yes,
still, right?
he's-
So I guess my question is
Yes.
just back to the, you know, we had 60, used 40, let's call it, but 10 of that was for the park. So I think you, in the email you sent me, we actually didn't use 9, right? So I guess my question is thinking we did the 3 islands last year, hopefully they lived through this horrible, we may need to put a little more
Yes.
into those ones
Yes.
just because of the horrible conditions, but, you know.
Yeah, the one by Northern Boulevard by Joanne's
Right.
has only been run over about 3 or 4
Yeah.
times.
Yes.
Even the Flower Hill
Yes.
sign was knocked down last
Yeah.
week,
Even
so.
the one, what's
Yeah.
by the gas station when you go across to, what's that, you know, the main entrance to Flower Hill, that,
Yeah,
I looked
that's-
at the right there, to their Flower Hill
Center
sign, and
Drive.
it said that.
That's what he was, that's the one.
Oh, no, not that one. These are those green, evergreen, overgrown, horrible bushes are there.
They're not ours.
What?
They're not
Oh, yeah.
ours.
Oh,
That's that property.
Hopefully, we're gonna
Oh,
get that property.
I think that's the corner properties.
But I
yeah,
think-
you know where I mean, right, as you're facing.
That's
it
Center
on the right.
Drive, of course.
That
right.
property was
Drive every
purchased,
day.
and I think this,
So
they
I
will
just-
make,
She's talking about on the right when you drive.
Right. As you drive across,
Heading north. When
heading.
you're heading north on Mineola
Go
Avenue,
across,
and you're
north.
coming in by the
Oh.
chiropractor on the
Sign.
corner. Yeah,
okay,
that is
I
not
thought it was-
Like
ours.
the
We
northeast
don't-
corner? Is that what you're?
okay.
North,
East affirmative.
Yeah.
correct, yeah. So anyway,
Okay.
what I was getting to is given perhaps some of this would not come out of our budget, we had some left over. We did 3, 1 small and 2 larger ones, right?
Mhm.
Is there room for us to potentially allocate a little more? Because I think, you know, we've started something that you're not sure when the Bridge Island can be done, right? But the one, St. Francis, who knows when that is, if they're at time fine, just so we have.
Well, there will be more, because I am gonna get more money from St. Francis. They've already
Right.
committed to that, so there
So-
will be more. That does not include that.
Okay, so the money that, bottom line
Right.
is in the 60,000 here, some of it is obviously our own park, right?
Yes, and
That was like 30 of it, wasn't it? And my recollection is our beautification committee was 30, was that right?
correct, and that doesn't include the park itself. That just
No,
includes the islands.
correct,
Yeah.
right.
So there is actually more, you know, because of the.
Okay, so these are not, this is not
Correct.
the final list of items that's open to discussion, obviously.
I mean, you
Yes.
would discuss whatever you want. That does, you know, these were the most front-facing ones that haven't been addressed.
Right.
Do you have other
I mean,
ideas?
There's only 3 islands we're talking about here.
Bridge Road, Middle Neck, Islands.
There's 3 islands and then Middle Neck
And the
Road.
Veterans Memorial, that's 3,
Right,
that's
and
3
Middle Road
islands.
is something new, and
Yes.
Flower Hill Park thing is something new.
But that's in the
So-
park budget. It probably shouldn't have even been on that little list.
Right,
So
so that-
that should be out.
appreciate
That's
that
where it goes.
knowing what the programs we wanna run, but what I'm trying to work out is to Mary Jo's point, is like, we're really only talking about 3 islands. One of them, which is off the grab because it's state issue that we gotta see them complete their work and do so it's like kind of like a non-starter in terms of trying to figure out what are the next pieces that we should be doing on island improvements. And so it feels like there's only 2
Well,
legitimate islands we're talking about.
The state,
Correct.
is starting their work. They've already marked out the property. So I'm confident they're gonna be starting.
Like,
Okay, do we know what they're doing?
They anticipate an August
I showed you guys
end,
what
but
they were
even
doing.
if they don't do August, we could
No.
still do this in the fall like we did
But
this year.
still, yeah.
No, I do think it's gonna happen.
So if we're,
Not like
if we're certain that it's gonna get done.
We had the
Okay.
kickoff meeting 2 weeks
Yeah.
ago.
We met with them
They're
here.
starting very, very soon.
Okay,
That's
fine.
why we included.
So
it.
that's why
said
I
for
know they're
certain.
doing this.
Yeah.
I'm
Let me
certain.
finish that then, if we're certain, then, we know that's where we should allocate the funds from the hospital.
Right.
If they choose that, they get the choice, but yeah.
Well, they have a
Well, they
choice.
have no choice, right? Do we tell them, or they, why didn't you
Well-
tell them when you took their money? Like, what's the understanding?
When I took their money in the beginning, they were supposed to do Middle Neck Road, and then that went away, because the state didn't start their work. So they pivoted, but now I don't think that I'm gonna ask them for money and then say, no, you can't keep what you have to do this. I'm not sure that that's a good sell.
So Gary's point is we're down to 2 islands. Right?
I don't understand how you got to 2 islands.
We're down to Bridge Road,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe the veterans, although the veterans might take a little longer because there's planning involved. It's not just like cleaning up the island. You have to be thoughtful
Right.
about where the bench goes, what the plaque is gonna be. So that, I think it's,
So, okay, so let's hold off on that. I think in my mind, we should, because Kevin's not gonna wanna do this forever. And so I think we should be more aggressive in the number of islands we wanna plan out. And by the way,
That's
it doesn't,
fine with
it
me.
doesn't, it doesn't, it doesn't cost us anything.
No, let's
So,
plan for
and I think it would be
everything.
worthwhile to get the designs done.
Good.
Even if we know that, oh my God, in 2 years, we can't implement the design for one reason or
I-
another, because the species is unavailable, or whatever the case may be. But I think it would be worthwhile, because then we'll have more data to run off of, to really
Great.
understand how we can run the program. Because if we only do 2 or 3 islands a year, this is gonna take forever. I'm not gonna be trusting that long. So, and I don't mean that, and I'll retract that statement, but seriously, I think we could be, because he's,
Sure.
I don't wanna abuse the guy, but on the other hand, it's free services and we should be able to kind of, be able to capitalize on that.
Yeah, I
in a
mean,
way to
as
really
many
plan
as he's
this out.
willing to do,
I think that's a good idea.
it's a great
Because
idea.
if we do have a surplus for any reason, all of a sudden we have more revenue that comes in, we can apportion that additional unforecasted revenue towards these activities. So that's a very good suggestion.
Or if Middle Neck Road does go, the other way, then we can pivot to a different
Yeah.
island. Yeah, I like it.
I think that's a very good idea. Thank you.
I just wanted to be, so we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because we probably have to, our meeting with the beautification committee at some point, but we still want to continue that endeavor.
No.
Okay, fine with me.
You guys can help with this stuff. Too many people. It got very unwieldy and there's too many opinions. We're done. It was the 1-year experiment. Experiment is,
So
I have
email
failed.
call you.
well, I will be working with B. It's not on this because I left it out. I'm going to work with her on wearing and do a native.
The rewild thing.
We're going to do
She's
some,
talking about.
yeah, we tried to do it with her in the fall, late fall. We couldn't get the plants.
Right.
So actually I told Marta,
There's
actually I
something
told Rich the other day, I said I have to reach out to B. So I will do that. And that's a great fun experiment, see what happens. So we'll do that.
How many islands are
24.
Oh, very good. Thank you.
Sometimes growing because we cut them in half and then they double. Celebrations and special events. Who knows what that is? This is a trick question.
The truck thing.
Very good.
500 people came in to see the touch.
Oh, she read my notes. Good. Cha-cha truck. We're going to do it again. Hopefully it's bigger and better. I don't know how we can make it any bigger. But everyone was there. Refuse and garbage. Shock.
Big
Went
win.
down. Big win. Went down 3%. That was from the garbage bid, which I announced at the last board meeting. Sanitation other, that's tipping down at the dump. We don't necessarily need to tip as much debris as we have in the past, so we've lowered that number accordingly. Retirement, unless we get rid of all of our employees, we can't get rid of that line, so that
You
keeps on
still
going
wouldn't be
up.
able to. You still have retirees. Sorry.
Oh, no, we're gonna get rid of them too. Yeah. Social Security has increased, and these are things we can't control. Health insurance, again, going up. We're putting less money in our 2 reserve funds this year just to help balance the budget. And that gets me to our total expenses of $4,084,341.00. Now, if we go to
And
page,
that's a 0.24 increase in our budget. That's what they did.
that is a 0.24 increase of spending in our budget from year to year. Correct. Now we got to go to the revenue side. In order to,
In the contingency that you had, is that like earmarked toward any specific like legal or?
It's just for what
It's
it's,
just general.
it's a general, just in case you have a
Many-
terrible winter like this winter.
many
or-
villages use the contingency for snow. Some use it for unforecasted legal. Actually, if you
Could
look
be.
back, you'll see many, many years ago, I think earlier on that contingency line, you'll see a really high number. If it's still on the budget. Does anyone know what page contingency is on? So I'm gonna have to find out since you asked. Yeah, if you go back to 2022, that number is 205.
On page.
Sorry,
7.
page 7. That number was $205,000 in 2022. That was due to a potential expense for extranet, which never happened. So that's why that number was so high in 2022. So you have numbers there. You can throw a contingency number in if you think something's going to happen, but I don't have any forecasted extraordinary expenses that I wouldn't have put in the individual budget line. I just can't. It's nice to have that fund there. Page 15, real property taxes, increasing the tax levy by 1.75%. Pilot has increased 12.44%, and that is primarily due to our friends at St. Francis giving us pilot for the oak tree houses as they come off the tax rolls. Real property taxes and interest, that I've increased. We're going to do a better job this year with investing our monies. Oh, I lost my line. Utilities, sorry, question? Gary?
So the first line item takes into account that some houses come off the tax roll because they were purchased by the hospital. But then, in other words, in theory, there's a negative number, pressure on this number, even though it's positive overall.
It's a few houses,
Okay.
which your average village tax.
You're talking 3 or 4 houses total,
Right,
Okay.
it's not a lot of money.
$1,000.
And
If it's 6 houses, it's $6,000, right?
Right.
we're up 10,000 year to year. Okay, essentially
On the pilot.
pilots. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right, real quickly, so that utilities gross receipts tax, we expect that to increase slightly by 8%.
These are late fees.
Which ones are?
The real property taxes and interest. That's.
Oh, you're
no,
right,
that's-
sorry.
that's not-
Suzanne, do I say it wrong every year?
No,
Yes.
this is the first year.
No, I usually get them wrong, sorry. That is for the taxes that is the penalties for unpaid taxes. All right, sorry. Gross receipts tax I mentioned, the franchise fees. We've been starting to get less and less from our friends at the cable companies because people have been getting rid of
Yeah.
cable TV.
Cable.
Zoning fees,
So should we, do you think then, or you kept it unchanged basically from 75 to 74, even though it was 53?
no, because we haven't received it all yet. Remember, we still have 2 more
Oh,
They're
months.
behind,
Yeah.
it's quarterly payment.
Got it.
Yeah, we
Okay.
still have a few more
Yeah.
months, so that number should be there. But in the past, it was 72 the year before, 74. So we lowered it a little just to be a little more accurate. Our zoning fees were going to go up. We're expecting a lot more applications to the zoning board. Our planning board fees, we really haven't met as a planning board, so I've lowered that a little bit. Our vital statistic fee, I really could have sworn that would have been a larger item, but the death certificate numbers are the same. They've been flat this year. So
You can't really complain about that.
No, and you can't, and
Wouldn't
you,
be appropriate.
and you can't forecast it either. It's difficult to forecast. Our interest earnings, that one, we're going to be a little more aggressive. And even though interest rates are going down, we're going to be more aggressive in our monies, and hopefully that will go up.
How did we have 198,000 in interest in 24, 251,000 in 25, and we have 52,000 to date?
I think those are
Those are
errors.
journal entries that the accountants and the auditors give us to come up with those numbers. They're not really,
They're not real?
they're not real as far as interest that we've received, no.
We will find out about what those numbers are. They're obviously not.
Well, right, they're
That would
not-
be
they're-
lovely, but it's
Yeah,
obviously not correct.
So,
Yeah, I don't understand.
Yeah, that whole,
Because we had a negative 54,000 one year. How do you have negative 54,000 interest then? It's weird.
yeah.
We pay the bank.
Yeah, that
Some
doesn't make
countries, they
sense.
do
Watch
that.
our money for us, yeah.
Yes,
No, but even
that
more
whole
than,
line
the
doesn't make sense.
251 for this year versus, that makes no sense.
We could do all the islands.
What?
And we could do all the islands.
we can get,
We will,
we'll get you a reason for that.
It's a
It-
triple
But that's a big,
trustees salaries. That wouldn't make any difference in the
it
budget.
would.
3 times 0 is 0.
alright, so you get back to us.
It's something that
Yes.
the auditors have done. And I don't know why.
Yeah, no, I know, but we're budgeting based upon crazy numbers here. So, whatever, just curious.
Okay. Page 16.
What do we rent for $400 every year?
This room to the election.
What could you work? Guys,
I know it's always the trick question.
So don't
Yes, I know. I wish we could stop if we went. Our business licenses, I increased that because we're going to do a better job following up. with
We're
our-
also going to be doing occupancy. That's why it's really increased.
Okay.
Because otherwise it would just be the same
Mhm.
1,700, but yeah.
Business signs, that's up slightly. Landscaper permits, it's up significantly from the year before because this is the first year that we're getting our second year that we're getting our higher fees.
So do we really think it's gonna go up 89% though? So we went from, let's say we take in 35 this year, so you're almost doubling it.
We took in
No,
65 in
We
2025.
already have 500 and some odd permits now, just since
Oh,
March,
okay.
since
No,
the
I'm
beginning of
just-
the month.
So, we took in 65 already, okay, so gotcha, okay.
The 2026 budget probably should have been a little more accurate. That should have been a higher number than $35,000.
Right,
That wasn't forecasted properly, so we're now forecasting that properly.
okay.
Building permits, we're very active right now, so we're looking for a 11.5% increase in revenue there. And hopefully it's even higher, but I can't
Well,
act.
we are higher than that now.
So do you think that 11% is conservative estimate of what will,
Yes,
definitely get there, based on what you're seeing so far?
yes.
We've already exceeded this. We've already, yeah,
If
we've already exceeded
it would
that.
be remiss of me to go with a much higher number than what I'm
No, I'm
forecasting.
thinking lower, if you're comfortable there, like that's
I-
conservative. You're saying you're
I'm being very,
conservative.
I'm being conservative.
That's what I'm asking.
It's very active what's going
We
on
haven't
right
seen a
now.
slowdown yet.
And I would like to be wrong in the case of being underestimating that number
Yeah.
for next year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, so
Yes.
you're saying you're conservative.
For that number, I have to be conservative because it's our second highest revenue after taxes. Fines and forfeited bail, I've increased that number because historically,
What
we've been-
we've collected this year so far.
courts,
A lot of people skipping bail.
well,
That's a
no,
real number.
that's just the
That one
That's a
fines.
real
137,
number.
that is not a mistake. That's what we've collected so far.
Right. And I cannot predict, again, what's going to happen next year. Will the police department be more active in parking tickets, moving violations? Will they not be running any violations.
What's
So
bail?
as well,
If someone gets arrested?
it's
we
just,
don't-
that's just the
that's
state
just the line
mandated
that
line.
comes That's the name of the account. It's just what we collect.
This
for-
also has to do with our code enforcement, and we have active code enforcement. So that's why that line item is there. Minor sales, that's flat.
Why are we selling mine?
We're selling mine.
I would say that kind of joke in today's society is inappropriate.
It's a line item on the budget.
Yeah, don't we have coal mines underneath? Yes, Mitchell, sure.
That would be an ER if it was the coal. Yes. Our sales of equipment, that I've increased because that is the anticipated sale
Sell the dump truck.
of the large dump truck.
Read that too?
Very good.
And the
Maybe
refunds of
right?
prior,
The old code car?
yeah, that's worth about $4, the old
Somebody
code
will
car.
buy it and they
It
will
has
send
very
it
few
to
miles
India.
on it.
We will
I
send
agree with
we
that.
will sell the old code car
Yeah,
too,
I
but
agree. Yeah.
that's part, I'll say in essence, that's part of that $20,000.
But okay.
This is my favorite question, Suzanne. What's the refund of prior year's expenditures?
That's all the things that we pay for and get reimbursed, like our health insurance for
The
one of
retirees.
the employees that passed, his wife reimburses us, and the 10% that the retirees pay towards their health insurance.
And the reason we increased it is because that's reflecting the increase in our insurance expenditures. Gifts and donations, that's Marla's monies for islands.
Right.
And on page 17, mortgage taxes is going down, which is really annoying me because we're so active
Well, they're
with
just-
house sales, but I'm
They're
guessing,
really behind. It's not that, I don't know that it's gone, we don't even know if it's gone
I mean,
down.
they're selling houses for crazy amounts of
Eventually
money.
we'll get
We
it.
just-
This is just what the county has sent us so far.
But you only have 20 in so far,
exactly.
and you're budgeting for 150 next year, but I guess it's gone down dramatically, right? Since 22, from 200 to 135, 86,
Then a
106,
106 last
21,
year.
so let's say, what do you come up with this year, 50? So how do we get to 150?
No, they'll catch up. That payment
We-
catches up at some
It's not
point.
one payment. We're missing a couple of payments from
But
the
are you
county.
missing to the tune of it's gonna get to 150?
Could be. I mean, it could be. It's a literal percentage of what a house sells for. So.
Total sales, so
Yeah.
you're just going into the selling season.
Right. So, and they're behind more than one payment. So
Got
we
it.
still have 3 payments, I think, to go.
Yeah.
So this is nothing. I mean, these
So the
things are
county's
selling
earning
for
interest on all the money,
enormous
basically.
amounts of money, the homes here. So
Right?
You are
the
correct.
homes are selling for crazy money.
Yeah, no, that means the county's earning
Holding
interest on our
on to
money.
it. That is correct. That's what it means.
That is correct.
You know everybody in the county.
Yeah, I wanna bring it up.
Money
I'll
that,
bring it up to Bruce when I see him early.
for that woman, that the blonde woman. But, I'm sure for the county, she's like.
Oh, yeah.
Did she used to be a mayor of a village?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know who you're talking about. Grants received. Marla has counted the monies that are due to us, so it's going to go up 6%. Nassau County sales tax aid, that's going to go up a little bit for us, $500 whole dollars. And that's how we get to the balanced budget of $4,084,341.00, which again is an increase of expenditure by 0.24%.
So we're increasing taxes by 1.7%.
1.75, increasing the tax levy, correct, to get to that number.
And mine's $17.
No, yours was $19.
$19.
$19.
Sure.
Yeah, just for fun, I calculated a couple of people's taxes. Mine goes up $9. Mary Jo's, yours is gonna go up $12.23.
Wait, why is mine going in one house?
$12.90 for Mr.
You
Janice
probably don't agree.
Because I have, no, I didn't.
and
Successful.
Ms. Dorfman, $12.28.
Yeah,
It's based on the,
It's my pool.
The county.
And yours
it's on your assessment.
It's my
Yeah.
pool.
Could be your pool.
I'm gonna look you up. What's your address?
How much am I going?
34 Cherry.
I didn't do yours. I just
Okay.
randomly just
34
grabbed a
cherry.
couple of people, just,
Yours will probably go up about $4.
Yeah, I was gonna say basically the size of my house,
I'm
it's a dollar and a
gonna
half.
see whoever you're using is doing use.
I do myself.
that's the problem.
What level assessment did you use?
Oh, I remember.
All right,
Whatever the software tells you to put in.
exactly. Now to my favorite PowerPoint, because I love PowerPoints. I do. Used to do this for a living. Oh, yours not
No,
as,
I didn't print one out, but.
no, I printed for everybody. In your, that-
Underneath your packet.
yeah, I printed for everybody. Yeah. Oh, no. I
There
just-
you go. It's at the bottom of that square.
Alright.
You saw this out of
Next one. The color one.
This is,
Here, take mine.
no, she
just
has
keep
it there.
going. She's got it.
It's
right
there.
Thank you.
This is
new.
the same, this is every year's
Looks the
news
same.
updated.
New numbers.
So first, I always like to talk about our capital equipment. This year, we will be purchasing a replacement six-wheel dump truck because the reliability of our current vehicle is in question. We will also be purchasing, and we're using those monies primarily from chips and some from reserves. We are also going to be purchasing a new code car. That is all coming from a grant. Thank you, Marla, very much for getting that taken care of. Code car. We need to replace the 1990? 2010.
Okay.
Yeah, transmission slipping, doesn't have working air conditioning sometimes, so it needs to be replaced. It's used enough. But again, we put in for a grant for that, so we're gonna get that. Rich did our road condition report, which is here. Part of Dartmouth, if we go to the next page, is going to be partially paid for from our friends at National Grid who are doing gas main replacement. It seems like they've started already.
Really?
That's what Gary said.
They're good?
Remember that email I forwarded to you? He thinks that person who complained, they've started the work. Gary said they're already ripping it up.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is new to me.
We have to get Rich on that.
Where
then.
is
The back page here.
Up the block from Gary. If you go to the next page,
I'm just trying to,
go look where Gary and AJ, go back, go look where Gary and AJ live. By Bridge Road.
Oh, there it is.
oh, down here, okay.
Yeah.
So, oh, I see it, yep, okay.
Yep.
Are we doing Mason Drive?
Are we doing what, Drive?
Mason Drive?
Yeah, that's one of the biggest ones.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No. We don't do trustees roads anymore.
Yeah.
If they have bushes in front of their houses,
Alright,
we got to
then
skip by it. All right, so if we go to the next page after the gas main replacement, you will see at the bottom, that is the roads we're planning on doing. So bottom left.
Oh, perfect.
There you go. Dartmouth, Rockwood to that area, Hemlock, Drake, Mason.
In the Chanticleer
I
area.
didn't even know that existed.
There's some nice houses there.
I can't answer that question. That would be a Rich question.
Well, it says dog with the pine.
What do you-
My house is at the foot of Pine. So you're literally stopping next to my house. So you're not,
No, it's in
You're
front,
not doing
you're gonna
my
do
part.
half.
half in front of my house and the other half not, okay.
We'll get it spec'd out for,
No, it's fine.
you know, if it, I don't know why he stopped it there, but there must be, if there's not a reason.
What did you do to Rich?
It must have been something I said in the meeting. I don't know.
Might have been. We'll look into extending, because that was the original
Yeah.
plan before they did the,
No, we waited last year because
because of the
well,
overpass
the heavy
work.
equipment was driving on Mason.
Right. New over equipment, I don't know. We'll figure it out. But
Yeah.
I'm believing we'll get it done by your house, because that was what we kind of promised in the past. So on the proposed capital budget slide, we have on the left and the right, we have the road side of our budget, we have the equipment side of our budget. Both sides are about 107,000 in cash. We're looking to add 2,500 to each, giving us 109 in each fund. On the left-hand side on the roads, that's how we're bringing in new monies. 41 from CHIPS, 100 from Pave New York. Extreme weather recovery, so far that's 0 because we're putting the money on the other side. POP is pave our potholes. And then National Grid's going to pay in some money for 206,000 new. All these monies going out, and we'll have 109,000 left over. So most of the monies that are coming in, we're using for roads this year. So that helps with that. So I don't have to take any money from the taxpayer side of the budget. On the equipment side, again, we started with 109. The truck is going to cost us 3 and change. And some of that's coming from EWR. The bulk of it's coming from chips. And that's how we get the 335,000, taking a little bit from reserves, which is why we have those reserve funds. And then we'll have 90,000 left in our hardware capital reserve fund when we're done with this. Because if you go back to the capital equipment, there's other stuff we need to buy. The most important thing is that payloader. I cannot rely on that payloader long-term. And we've been talking about it for a while. So next year, hopefully we can replace it. Because if we do have large trees come down, that is like the most important piece of equipment that we have. Next, I do the summations of with fire and without fire. I personally think without fire is the more accurate thing to look at because we don't control fire. That's a pass-through, and our Manhasset people don't pay fire at all. So that gets you down from the original 4,084,304. Then we go on the next slide. There's your pie chart to see where the monies are going with a percentage. Following slide after that is our revenue by category. And then again, there's a pie chart. Because who doesn't like a pie chart?
Can I make a suggestion? On your pie charts,
Yeah,
could you put the total that the pie chart represents?
the grand total. So this one, this would be 4,084,000, and the other one would be
Yeah, I
3,084.
understand how to relate.
Sure.
It is a PowerPoint, and then you'd have to keep flipping back and forth.
Yeah, I'm all
Go for it.
I can certainly hunt and peck for that little, I'll hunt and peck for that little button that says add the total to it. I usually don't use that button, but I'll find it.
The E?
No. It's when you make,
Some guy.
no, it's when you make the chart. You have to find one of the settings for it. Okay. Any other questions? Frank wanted to leave by 7, which is now. But I can answer more questions.
It's not forward.
I'm sorry?
It's not forward here.
I know we haven't. I told Frank that I haven't done it because he's the one who always points it out every year. And then I climb on the ladder and change it. I just
It's
didn't have a
not
chance to do
budget.
it. All right.
Good.
I think we're good.
Central time.
If there's no questions, then we will see you.
April
Yeah.
6th.
Oh, you know what, though? I do want to end this meeting and go into executive session to discuss a legal matter. So I'm going to make a motion at whatever time o'clock it is. I will turn that off in a second. 7:01 to go into executive session. Do I have a second? Thank you. All in favor?
All right.
You can just close the